So I think the issue is, why are you complaining at all? You're lucky to have the job. You're lucky to be getting paid whatever you're getting paid. And it was a way to sort of move the focus away from this pay disparity between men and women.
Hollywood's gender pay gap has been a hot topic for years. Despite the industry's progressive image, why do female actors still earn less than their male counterparts? Let's uncover the truth behind Hollywood's gender pay gap.
We have fought for everybody else's equal rights. It's our time to have wage equality once and for all, and equal rights for women in the United States of America.
Join us as we explore the deep-rooted issues contributing to this pay gap, its impact on the industry, and the ongoing fight for equality. Understanding the historical context is crucial to addressing the ongoing issue in modern times. The gender pay gap in Hollywood is not a new issue. It has roots going back to the early days of cinema, where female actors were often paid less than their male co-stars despite equal or greater star power. Even legendary actresses like Marilyn Monroe and Bette Davis face significant pay disparities, highlighting a systemic issue that has persisted for decades.
It was 1980. I was getting paid $22,000, and the guy who I was co-anchoring with was getting paid $50,000. So I went into my boss and I said, he's getting paid a lot more money than I'm getting paid. And you know what my boss said? Why should you make that much money?
In recent years, several high-profile actresses have spoken out about pay disparities. From Jennifer Lawrence to Michelle Williams, their stories highlight the ongoing issue. Jennifer Lawrence revealed that she was paid significantly less than her male co-stars in American Hustle, despite the film's success and her leading role.
On average, women are paid 21% less than men. We can ask for the same exact thing as that men do. And we do face the reality that we do get judged more. It's just something that is intrinsic, and I would love to see change.
Michelle Williams was famously paid a fraction of what her male co-star received for reshoots and all the money in the world, sparking widespread outrage and calls for change.
In late 2017, the news broke that I had been paid less than $1,000 compared to the $1.5 million that my male counterpart had received for the exact same amount of work. And guess what? No one cared. This came as no surprise to me. It simply reinforced my life-learned belief that equality was not an inalienable right and that women would always be working just as hard for less money while shouldering more responsibility in their homes.
These examples illustrate the pervasive nature of the gender pay gap in Hollywood, affecting even the most successful actresses. Industry practices and negotiation tactics often contribute to the pay gap. Female actors may face systemic biases that affect their ability to negotiate fair salaries.
It's been an issue for me my entire career, and I've watched a lot of men get rich off of the films that I've done, and I was being paid peanuts. And when I requested or wanted more, I was considered difficult, outspoken, entitled, and all of the things that should not be used to describe a woman who has earned her space, her place, and delivers. And that just doesn't apply to me, that's for everyone.
Negotiation dynamics can be skewed by unconscious biases, leading to disparities in pay offers and contract terms.
My question to myself was, why am I not asking for it? And I know that I've always kind of carried a habit of submissiveness with the idea of that makes me more likable.
Addressing these biases is essential for creating a more equitable industry. Box office performance and perceived marketability play significant roles in salary determinations. However, these metrics often disadvantage female actors, perpetuating the pay gap.
I had the highest demographics of all women on television. And I was on the #1 show when there were only 3 networks. And the men were being paid 10 to 15 times more than I was. So I asked for commensurate pay, and they had already decided to fire me.
Despite the success of many female-led films, the industry often undervalues their marketability compared to male-led projects.
Insurgent joins Cinderella and 50 Shades of Grey as the top 3 live-action movie openings this year. And that's notable because all 3 have female leads and most of the ticket buyers were women.
Challenging these perceptions is key to achieving pay equity in Hollywood. The gender pay gap impacts not only earnings, but also career opportunities and representation. Female actors may receive fewer leading roles and face more significant career challenges.
Because once again, I got the Oscar, I got the Emmy, I got the 2 Tonys. I've done Broadway, I've done off-Broadway, I've done TV, I've done film, I've done all of it. I have a career that's probably comparable to Meryl Streep, Julianne Moore, Sigourney Weaver. They all came out of Yale, they came out of Juilliard, they came out of NYU. They had the same path as me, and yet I am nowhere near them. Not as far as money, not as far as job opportunities, nowhere close to it.
The pay gap has far-reaching effects, influencing the overall landscape of representation in the industry. Many actresses are advocating for change, using their platforms to raise awareness and demand equality. Their efforts are crucial in pushing the industry towards fairer practices.
So we happened to get all this data out of that had to do with pay inequality. But it wasn't only about actresses. It actually also revealed that other departments, there was great wage disparity, editors and sound mixers and all kinds of different things where females were paid less than men. And I've talked to many agents, managers, lawyers in the business, and they all say, well, we always know they don't pay girls what they pay boys.
High-profile actresses like Patricia Arquette and Emma Watson have been vocal about the need for gender pay equity, inspiring others to join the fight.
Jennifer Lawrence really shook the media world when she talked about how women get paid differently than men in Hollywood. For us at Outen & Golden as employment lawyers, this was not a new concept. What Jennifer Lawrence was talking about affects women across industries. Women really feel undervalued when they're underpaid. It really affects not only the work they do, but the sense of dignity that they have about the work they do.
Efforts to address the gender pay gap include initiatives by studios and production companies committed to equal pay. These steps are essential in creating lasting change. Studios like Warner Bros. And Netflix have announced policies aimed at closing the pay gap, setting a precedent for the industry. These initiatives are crucial for driving systemic change and promoting gender equality in Hollywood. Audiences play a vital role in holding Hollywood accountable. Social media has amplified voices calling for change, making it harder for studios to ignore issues of representation.
Those of us in the news business, you know, you can talk and talk and talk about a thing, and then finally it hits the zeitgeist. I'm old enough to have been here, you know, before Mothers Against Drunk Driving. And remember? And then when finally it hits a mass...
You never thought it would change, and all of a sudden it did.
And then all of a sudden it did. And the same thing is going to happen with texting. And now the same thing is happening with diversity in Hollywood. The conversation has actually gotten started, and the conversation about parity for women has gotten started, and the fact that she's joined that conversation.
Do you think it's actually changing?
I don't think it's changing. I think the conversation has hit a critical moment.
The fight for gender pay equality in Hollywood is far from over. By continuing to support initiatives for fair pay and holding the industry accountable, we can help close the gap. Share your thoughts in the comments below and join the conversation. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more deep dives into the world of cinema. Until next time, let's continue to champion diversity and inclusion in Hollywood.